Aquaman, I would say I would shoot for like 750, 800. That's
Okay.
with international and domestic.
Yeah, I'm just saying total gross.
Yeah, 750, 800.
Welcome back to Cheese La Vida, and obviously this movie's already surpassed what I thought it would make. Aquaman should make around $625 million. So tell me, Nathaniel, why did this movie make what it's made already? Because as of right now, it's at like $751 million. They're counting the numbers as we speak, because as of last night, it was $749 million. So the box office revenue is being counted, and we'll know for sure later where it's going to fall, if it's going to get to the 800 million mark pretty soon or not, or if it's going to start dying off. We'll see, because 2 weekends in a row now, number one at the box office. How is this happening?
Because James Wan came out of nowhere. Listen,
You're
bro.
cheesing like a motherfucker right now.
James Wan, that's what's killing me, man. This man made Saw. Fucking eons years later, DC is like, hey, bro, we want you to direct a fucking movie. I thought it was going to be a shit movie, dude. I really did.
Well, you said you had hopes for it because of Jason Momoa.
Yeah, I had hopes for it, but it surpassed my hopes. This is,
Far surpassed.
This was, honestly, for me, this was like watching Iron Man 1 again. All I remember is the beauty I saw. Fucking movie was great.
This movie is gorgeous to look at.
Yeah, anyone that hates on this movie is just a piece of shit.
This
in
movie
reality
is what I like to call eye cocaine.
Yeah.
I just love looking at it.
Well, people were talking shit saying it was. I don't know. See, we don't follow Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes is ass.
Pull them up.
The fact that Rotten Tomatoes...
We do this every time we review a comic book.
I'm pretty sure Rotten Tomatoes gave it like a fucking...
I think it's at a 65 or
ass,
something like
bro.
that.
That's horrible. Why would they do that?
Well, people aren't impressed with it. Well, I don't know if that's true. I'll say a lot of people are meh on it, or they enjoyed it.
No, see...
I've only met a few people who genuinely disliked the film. I found all of their reasons highly exaggerated.
So, first off, I don't follow the Tomatoer. I don't. I gave it a 64%. What I do follow if I ever go to Rotten Tomatoes is the audience score. Gave it an 81, which sounds about right, but the only reason why it sounds right is half the people that went there were Marvel fans, saw how fucking amazing this movie was and couldn't comprehend it and just didn't want to admit to themselves, so they didn't do anything. Listen, DC dropped heat on us, bro. First off, the visuals, this whole fucking underwater thing, it's not like it was in a bubble, bro. They used the protective bubble in other aspects, which I thought was beautiful. They didn't use it for the entire movie. They used it for safe houses.
Zack Snyder and Joss Whedon really butchered Atlantis.
Oh, yeah.
Take a look at what James Wan had envisioned for it.
Yeah, no, he's sitting at home like, how didn't I fucking think of this?
Why didn't they let me release my movie first?
Exactly. You know, I also love reading some of the top critics, you know.
Let's see the top critics.
So here's Richard Brody of The New Yorker. The New Yorker. Through it all, Jason Momoa tosses off cowardly bluff one-liners with... I'm not even going to read it. It's just ass. He didn't even give this movie a chance. He's looking at some shortcomings in the film. This is Jason Momoa's big screen break, in my opinion. It's not his first movie or TV show, but this was his
breakthrough role.
Yeah,
You didn't think Justice League was that?
No. Well,
he got some interest.
Don't get me wrong. Anytime you jump into these movies like that, Justice League was rushed. It took fucking 7 years for us to get Avengers. That's how it should have been with, you know what I mean?
Saying Justice League was rushed is... Whew, that's an understatement, boy.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, I don't want to diss it because I love DC. You know, I like Marvel more, but DC, if they keep doing shit like this, I'm gonna be excited for the next 10 years to watch DC movies rather than the next 10 years to watch Marvel movies.
You've been consistent in saying that.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited for DC. This is the come up. The suits are sitting there like, oh, I guess we can't rely on this fucking old dated technology and this old money like Bugs Bunny. Couple more critics. Mark Daniel, Toronto Sun. A thoroughly entertaining ride. It's a little bland. Gave it a 3 out of 4, but hey, whatever. Top critic, Matthew Lacona, San Diego Reader.
Okay.
I'll give this communist a little play here. But, these action sequences, this is what the Tron sequel should have looked like and sounded like. Gave it a 1 out of 5. I have no idea.
Wait, did he compliment it and then give it a bad review?
Exactly. Well, what he said was, those action sequences, this is what the Tron sequel should have looked like and sounded like.
Is that like sarcasm?
I don't know.
Is that the full review?
Let's double check that and go to the San Diego Reader, even though it's probably going to break my iPhone. Oh, look at that, an ad. I'm not even going to give you the time of day now.
Interesting. How did you feel about the action sequences?
It was wonderful. It was nonstop. It wasn't an eyesore either, because it was carefully placed, and it wasn't just a one big battle the whole way.
Well, I thoroughly enjoyed all the underwater scenes.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Every time we went on land, I wanted to go back underwater.
Oh yeah, you can't. Well, that's just how it is. It's Aquaman. I want to see. Listen, after I saw the first sequence where they were like bionic, like, dude. First off, let me talk about let me skip that. Let me talk about the technology really quick. The technology blew my fucking mind. Okay?
I guess that's part of the action.
Yeah. So the fucking robots were like underwater mech suits made out of some type of fucking Atlantean steel, which sounded so dope, dude. And then their technology, like I said, was fucking... Their water was, like, electric. And they used water as, like, fucking everything. So their technology is water, which means they have some type of biotic optic fucking technology inside the water. Blew my fucking mind. As soon as we got to the fight scene where they were showing all this shit and they pulled up the pros and cons of fucking the Ocean Master and Arthur, dude, I was dead. I was like, holy shit. The whole scene where where they finally meet Black Manta and fucking Ocean Master did like a talk and shit where he was giving him his gold. It was literally like, I don't even know how to fucking explain it.
The hologram was made of water.
It was crazy, dude. Blew my fucking mind. Couldn't believe it.
All their technology is...
dude, literally.
It's fascinating to look at.
T'Challa ain't got shit on that. He ain't got shit on it, dude. I'm sorry. Can you turn water into holograms, man? I know you got holograms, but can you use physical H2O as an energy source to create unlimited power?
How'd you feel about the costumes? I know that's a huge thing for you in these films.
So this was a very, 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 very close depiction of his suit. Now, the only reason why you can't get it 100% is because you're going from lines and color on a piece of paper and, Xerox sheets of comic strips and cartoons. Obviously, it's going to look different in a movie. It's just simple as that.
Yeah, you got to translate it somehow.
So I think this was a very close depiction of the on-screen role of Aquaman.
I liked it. Oh, I'm just talking about the costume, not how he was acting.
No, that's what I mean. His costume, the on-screen adaptation of his costume. I enjoy it.
So you think the costumes were accurate?
Oh yeah.
You thought the action was great?
Oh yeah.
How did you actually feel about Jason Momoa as Aquaman, as Arthur Curry?
I enjoyed it. I think it's him. I think DC found its Iron Man.
Now, you said that about Gal Gadot.
Yeah, Gal Gadot. So I'm kind of flipping it up here. Gal Gadot's the Captain America of the DC world, and Arthur Curry is the Iron Man of the DC world. I think they found their setting stone for the future. I don't even know where I'm going. They're it. They're the spearheaders.
You sure?
I don't know, man. I'm still hoping for fucking Ben Affleck because he literally brought us The Dark Knight. They fucked it up and brought us The Dark Knight too early, real early, and they shouldn't have done it.
I'm not gonna lie. I think in hindsight, people realize Batman v Superman could have been so much more.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about that, and it's upsetting that they did this because it's almost like they fucked Ben Affleck. He literally...
They did, because he was going to do the Batman movie.
Yeah, this...
He was going to direct, write, and star it.
I'm really disappointed. I really am about that. I thought it was going to be him and everything else was going to take its place, but it's not. Cavill is
Cavill.
Whatever. He's not a part of DC. I don't give a shit anymore. He's done with Superman.
I can't believe we don't have a Superman.
They fucked up, dude.
Aquaman is on pace to make $1 billion.
They fucked up, and it's so disappointing. It's so disappointing.
Can they rebound?
No, not right now. They need to focus on these guys. There's no point of them bringing Batman or Superman around right now until James Wan and Patty Jenkins figure out who needs to do that.
Now, Warner Brothers executives previously working for the company are gone.
Yeah.
A lot of them were replaced with people who James Wan is really good friends with.
Yeah. And
I've been thinking that maybe he's going to be their Kevin Feige for a few months now. Yeah. I've been saying this movie was going to be good since James Wan was announced as the director. Because I read the quote where he said, they gave me the option of doing Flash and Aquaman, and to me it was a no-brainer. I'll take Aquaman. I can create this whole world. As soon as I read that, I was like, oh, we're in good hands.
Yeah.
This movie's going to be good. At the very least, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
They're not going to let Aquaman be a joke. And the movie, I'm not going to lie, was a little jokey. There was some pretty cringe moments for me. Some people probably enjoyed the humor, but I ask, how can you be that upset about the attempts at humor when it's fucking Aquaman and no one's taking him seriously because of the Super Friends, the old cartoon?
Yeah. That's fair. That's okay.
My ability to talk to fish is of no use, Wonder Woman. They made him a joke back in the 60s, and people have just always taken that and ran with it. That's why they've always tried to make Aquaman a fucking badass in the comics. They cut his fucking hand off in the 90s and gave him a hook.
Yeah.
I mean, they changed his backstory to try to make him look cool, so I wasn't shocked when they got Jason Momoa in there to make Aquaman look dope. But then people were like, now it's too far away. And so it's just mind-blowing to me how people could complain about their attempts at humor when James Wan was handed a fucking mess and took elements from the New 52 with the Seven Kingdoms, classic elements from his backstory. Like, he merged all of that and still kept what they wanted to bring in with Jason Momoa anyway. And he made, like, an incredibly faithful Aquaman adaptation. And I'd argue there's no possible starting point you could go. There's no classic Aquaman tale to adapt. Go to your local comic book shop and look at how many Aquaman collections are on the shelf. 3, maybe?
Listen, I don't even know where to go, man. The top critics, don't get me wrong, are people that are entitled at these whatever you call them, newsstands or news agencies, and believe that they're publications, that's fine, believe that their opinion really matters when they saw a trailer or went and sat there for 20 minutes and watched a movie, weren't really paying attention, was taking notes on their phone. It's bullshit, because I don't even know half of these people, and just because they work somewhere doesn't mean their viewpoint should sway you on a movie.
Well, what are they saying?
Just fucked up shit, dude. They're just talking mad about it, bro. Had this movie arrived, this one's is a little balanced, but still ridiculous. 1 star. Had this movie arrived as recently as 2 years ago, it might have been heralded as a higher-end superhero movie. Things have changed. However, both in the DCEU and the MCU...
What's changed in 2 years?
Apparently, James Bertha Dinelli believes that things have changed at Real Views. People want the same shit. That's it. People will eat the same shit their entire life, and they won't try anything else. But the day they finally try something else, they're so upset because they've been eating the same shit their entire life, and they can't believe what they've missed. And now they're at the point where they don't want to believe anything. So they revert. The bright spots, Momoa, that octopus. First off, it's not an octopus, okay? I just want to explain. This is, it's the legendary creature, the Kraken.
I think he's talking about the octopus drum scene.
No.
That briefly happened.
They were...
Because that's like a thing on Twitter, is people are talking about that octopus that was drumming right before the first fight between Orm, Ocean Master, and Arthur Aquaman.
That shit was dope.
I loved it.
I thought that shit... You know what? It's fucking crazy. So, the Ocean Master's upset that the surface world keeps destroying the seas. But... and killing the animals and things like that. But I also saw that they use those animals as means of transportation, as means of war, and as means of just everyday shit. So if I need a truck to load shit up, that's what I use to move. But if one of these fuckers need to move, they'll grab a 300,000 pound turtle and strap it up with everything it needs and fucking hurl it halfway across the ocean. You want to go to war? You know what? Let's shout out Dr. Evil really quick. We finally got to see sharks with fucking laser beams on their head. Thought that was dope. They'll take that to war. But that's the thing, dude. He's a hypocrite.
I thought Patrick Wilson did a fantastic job.
He did an amazing job.
Oh my god. Alright, so first of all, best villain in the entire DCEU.
Yeah.
I don't even think that's a debate.
Yeah. There's no...
Atlanta!
Yeah, Steppenwolf was ass. Fucking Hades was ass. Or not Hades.
He is a man of the people.
Yeah.
I love that about him. He was... As soon as that thing opened up, he flew up, had his arms extended. He loved it. He loves showing off for his people. He's a fucking king. Yeah. And that's how Ocean Master is. But he hates his brother. Hates his brother.
And his brother wants nothing but to be his brother. I understand why.
They kept that. That's what I mean when I say James Wan adapted Aquaman in a way that he just captured the essence of everything that makes Aquaman Aquaman. And arguably we've never gotten that before.
Yeah.
In any way, shape, or form, because they're always rebooting them.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the Justice League cartoon. Absolutely love it to death.
Yeah.
That is my childhood. But they went with the 90s Aquaman iteration with the hook hand.
Yeah.
That's not my favorite.
Yeah. That was just...
He wasn't a big part of that show either. So, to see this, I'm like... And I like Aquaman. I've always told people, you don't know what you're talking about. You're sleeping on Aquaman. Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Every time they try to come at me with, oh, he's a lame-ass character, I'm like, are you high? Have you actually read his comics? No one ever does.
Right, of course.
And just to see this on the big screen, it honestly, it brings me a certain amount of joy that I just cannot explain.
This movie's phenomenal. I think the Ocean Master was a really good character too, and villain. I think it was misguided.
Yeah, that's how his character.
And misunderstood.
Patrick Wilson delivered that perfectly.
Oh yeah, and
he's so caught up in his quest for power and protecting his people. Ultimately, I mean, you know,
his acting in that movie.
Bad decisions are made from good intention.
Yeah, of course, always. You got to see the movie. His facial expressions. Every time I watch a movie,
he's very subtle.
Yeah, the one thing I noticed about movies that really drags me in, I'm gonna sit down and like actually jump into a movie, is your facial expressions. You're acting and you're talking.
That's why he played Night Owl in Watchmen.
Yeah, it was fucking amazing. It fucking kills me to have to say that I was wrong. It really does. But this movie was fucking phenomenal. Like I said, he was misunderstood. He was misguided, and you could see that in his method, his acting, and his facial expressions. Thought it was phenomenal. I'm gonna read a couple more of these fucking these reviews really quick. I want to read the rest of that one I was saying. Difficult to really relish amid the oceans of exposition and a typically pulverizing, over-elaborate screenplay. Now, let me explain what he just said. I'm a fucking idiot, and I don't know what I'm talking about. That's exactly what he just said.
I actually can see where he's coming from, but I don't want to get too much into the flaws of the film. I'll explain later, because I do love the film and thoroughly enjoy it, but for me to sit here and say there's no flaws with the film would be dishonest.
No, of course, but what he said was over-elaborate
Now,
over elaborate.
he kind of is an idiot because that is definitely not the words I would use, but maybe perhaps he's a poor writer and couldn't find a better word.
Yeah, no.
I challenge all writers to
is poor writing.
Find better words. If you can't find the words to say, perhaps it's time to put the pen down and find a new career path. Because there's always a way to properly put things in context. Look at federal documents. Look at that language they're using. There's always a way to put something down on paper.
Yeah, you already know that. They fuck us on everything.
Over elaborate is not the word I would use.
It's the fucking ocean.
If anything, I wouldn't blame the screenplay. I would blame the editing.
I can't even. I disagree with you.
Why?
This movie was.
It's 2 hours and 22 minutes. You didn't think it was a little long?
No, not at all. Absolutely not. Every fucking Marvel movie is almost 2 hours.
They're getting longer. But
can't disagree with you more. Let me hit you with this, bro. Okay. When they're panning on his house, coming back up onto the, it fucking shocked me because I didn't expect it to happen. It scared me a little bit. Where they pan back to his house at the end of the movie, right? And it's panning around the house and it crosses the sun.
Are you talking about?
And the sun blacks out. Not blacks out, but it actually transitions with the house. And he had the shade transition with the house because the house was blocking the fucking sun. It shocked me. Because no movie I have seen has done it that crystal clear to where I felt like I was outside. That fucking...
The camera work was great in this film. And that's...
But that has to
the
do with
editing's good. I'm talking more specifically about the type of editing where it's like, okay, this is in the screenplay, but do we really need this scene in the movie?
I got what you said.
I think the camera work is great in this movie. I'm talking more about the structural aspects of the editing process, which I guess does have to do with the screenplay. However, like I said, in editing, you can move scenes around, you can cut scenes out. I put more of the blame on the editor than the writer because if most of this dialogue in the film was written,
they could have cut it out.
They could have cut it. It's not that great. It's mostly on the actors to make it great. And you can kind of tell that. That's always been James Wan's style anyway. All in the actor's performance.
Yeah, let him ride with it.
Let him ride with it. Let him invest in the world. And that's great with Aquaman. That's why I always thought he was a perfect fit. But when it doesn't work, it just kind of slogs the movie along. And you can cut that stuff.
You could. You're right. There may have been a scene or two that wasn't necessary, but
now we came in
the second time.
Maybe 2 minutes into the prologue.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie with you. The first time I saw the movie, because this is my second time seeing it, this is your first for all the podcast listeners. The prologue is my least favorite part. I think you can cut it completely and just let everything else settle in. Because the prologue kind of gives away the whole, the mom disappears. I just think let that stuff show up in the dialogue. Let the actors actually feel that out more. Because there's moments where the actors are a little wooden with the exposition. I think that's what that guy was trying to say.
I think the beginning was needed.
And I do agree with that.
I think her saying she has to leave was not. They could have cut the part out where she was hugging her husband and Arthur and just completely transitioned from the end of that fight sequence where they were looking at each other to the start of the movie. And then it would have been perfect because then it would have gave us that mystery.
I honestly think you can just start the movie with the Black Manta scene.
I don't know, man. I guess that's an opinion because I've always liked a little backstory. I don't like a lot. I want something that keeps me on the edge.
I get that. I just think this prologue wasn't done that well. Plus, they even had a voiceover, man. I get what this guy's going with the exposition and the over-elaborate screenplay, but very poor choice of words, and he basically reduced the movie to its flaws, and there's so much more in the movie. You want to blame the shitty dialogue, but you don't want to praise the actors for making you want to be a part of the movie.
Right.
when Mira shows up with the hydrokinesis.
That shit was dope, dude.
Come on, man.
Hey, you know what I liked about that too?
And
It
people
looked
were
like she
talking
almost
shit
couldn't
about
control
her
it.
hair.
It
They were
almost-
saying, "Oh, it's obviously a bad wig."
What the fuck does that have to do with a guy? Anything?
I
Are you
didn't
watching the
even think it
movie and
looked
seeing?
bad.
Who just sits there like, you know what? I'm gonna go see the makeup when I go to this movie. I mean, maybe some people do, but I'm not gonna go to a movie and be like, oh, her hair's kind of fucked up, and just totally avoid everything else that's going on.
Because I mean, you still have the conflict between the two brothers. Now,
then
maybe
they're not blood
some
either, which is
people
crazy, too.
don't like that, or they think it's boring, or maybe they just have a perfect family relationship, and that shit doesn't affect them at all.
Oh, they're not gonna be saying that when they introduce White Wolf into the MCU. I'm stating this right now. This is not an opinion. This is going to be fact. As soon as they introduce White Wolf into the MCU as T'Challa's kind of stepbrother, I want everyone to know that I said it first, that you're a bunch of fucking hypocrites if you sit there and be like, wow, this is amazing, just because they're two brothers fighting for the throne. Aquaman did it first. I'm saying it first. I just wanted to state that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think you summed up everything I needed to say perfectly, honestly.
Okay. Well, there. I just wanted to say it. I didn't mean to take it over.
I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the MCU movies have a lot of similar visual style.
They have...
The DCEU, now, a part of what makes it so shitty at times is the fact that no one's really in control of this fucking thing. Like, it's just swerving all over the fucking place under the Warner Brothers banner.
Yeah.
It's like a bad Christmas party or something. But right now, James Wan's got the spotlight, and this shit looks beautiful.
It really does.
I don't think there's any Marvel movie other than maybe Infinity War that looks like this movie. Because Infinity War looks great.
They literally...
But Aquaman is on that level.
James Wan is playing Russian roulette with all 6 bullets.
He likes that shit, though.
That's what...
He made Saw and The Conjuring.
That's what I'm saying, dude. This is going to be fucking nuts. Like I said, he's playing Russian roulette with all 6 bullets in the chamber, right? And he pulled the trigger, and the bullet fucking misfired. Okay? And that was Aquaman. He's gonna save the DCEU, and each time he pulls that fucking trigger, the bullets are going to misfire. The bullet will fire, but it'll get stuck in the fucking barrel.
You do a sequel right away?
With Aquaman?
Yeah.
I would start planning it, definitely. This needs a sequel.
It's gonna make $800 million. It might peter out around $900 million, but this movie, honestly, it's been in theaters for 10 days.
And it's already at $800 million?
I know it's been out overseas for like 3 weeks, and it made a good percent of its revenue over there, but I mean, it's doing pretty good domestically, and people seem to enjoy it. If people keep coming to see it, obviously. So it might make $1 billion.
Dude, if it makes $1 billion, MCU's it's got a lot to be worried about. Kevin Feige stepping down, possibly. I don't think that's true, but they're saying he's stepping down. If Aquaman makes $1 billion, I promise you right now, I'm saying it now, Kevin Feige's not stepping down. Listen, dude, the future for the DCEU is so beautiful right now. It's uncanny how excited I am. I haven't been this fucking excited since I saw the first trailer of Infinity War. I waited 10 years for that movie. 10 years. Saw everything. Saw every end of trailer fucking cut. And I've never been more excited than I am now. That's a fact.
Because you're just thinking about what could be happening.
Dude, first off, so we're getting a second Wonder Woman. It could flop. It could not.
I don't think it will.
I don't think it's going to be riding its coattails. I'm
a little nervous.
Anything's possible.
I was not nervous about the first one at all.
Oh no, absolutely not. Gal Gadot's perfect.
They thought I was insane.
She's beautiful. It's gonna be amazing. I'm so excited. Her acting.
I knew this one was gonna be good, and people thought I was insane.
Listen, I'm gonna be 100%.
I was wrong about the money, but
I'm gonna tell you how I know these movies. I have a theory. I focused on it for a very long time. Anytime an actor does a movie where it takes a very long time for that movie to get out, you'll see him do kind of like a B movie. And it'll get released on Netflix, straight to DVD type shit. right? He'll be doing it at the same time.
Yeah.
Gal Gadot's done that. Jason Momoa's done that.
They keep themselves busy.
Exactly. They got to have that little extra cash flow because they know this is for the long run. And when actors invest in the long run, be fucking afraid. Very, very, very afraid. Robert Downey Jr. did it with Iron Man. Iron Man 1 blew up. But he did not really set in stone the MCU until Iron Man 3. And that's an opinion because they needed that revenue. So this right now...
Iron Man 3 was also riding off of Avengers.
Yeah. So this is... DC's looking beautiful, dude. I can't imagine...
The previous movie was Justice League. Lowest grossing movie in the whole series.
So let's forget everything.
Are they really riding that beautiful?
It's dangerous, but DCU is pretty bright. So the reason why I think it's looking pretty bright is they still have Darkseid. Sorry, I kind of mumbled on that.
Did you see my face?
I fucked up on that. I'm sorry about that, guys. So we still have Darkseid to look forward to.
I honestly have said this for a while now. They need to make the New Gods completely separate. You need to save Darkseid.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm sorry. They need to put that for like 17 movies from now.
Yeah, dude, that's Infinity War. That's Thanos.
I'm talking. This needs to be bigger. This is fourth world. Like we need a few fourth world movies so that we can tie in this shit with that. Like this movie needs to be the biggest fucking thing of all time.
Yeah, no, this definitely needs that future, and hopefully it gets it. If it doesn't.
But all we got to work with is Aquaman. A lot of people would say that's bad. You're arguing that's good.
I think it's a great thing. This movie
we don't have a Superman.
This man made 800 million. Fuck Superman for a minute. Henry Cavill, I'm so irritated about this, is a fucking idiot. And he's a pussy. So you're going to go from being Superman to the fucking Witcher on Netflix. Your career is over. I don't care what anyone says. You're done, dude.
He didn't have faith in Zack Snyder.
He didn't have faith in anything. The guy saw he could be Superman, worked out a little bit, and threw his ass to the world to see. He showed his ass in every movie. Good scenes. He showed his ass, dude. That's not Superman. You can't just put an S on your fucking chest and twirl your hair a little bit and be the fucking Man of Steel. No.
People blame Zack Snyder for that. And the Warner Brothers executives were bringing in Batman too soon.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's why we're in this Aquaman situation.
Dude, if they forget about Superman and say fuck him for a minute, Henry Cavill, whatever his name, I don't care, is done, dude. He's a piece of shit. Ben Affleck needs to be brought back ASAP. He needs to come back. They need to restart and forget that The Dark Knight ever happened. Then start the story of Batman and the Joker. And I'm telling you right now, they're gonna fucking do it.
What about Jared Leto? That's a whole nother
fucking... Jared Leto, dude. He fucked up too. He had literally the greatest character to ever be created and graced on our green earth. And I gave him so much praise, and I thought he was gonna be great. He fucking blew it. Listen, you had Jack Nicholson and Heath fucking Ledger. Heath Ledger died because he took the Joker role so fucking seriously that he snapped in his brain. He became the Joker. And you know what? He fucking killed himself on purpose. Because he snapped. And he became the fucking Joker and was gonna lose his goddamn mind. Jack Nicholson even told him that this is a role that you don't come back from. Jack Nicholson's always been fucking crazy. That movie made him even crazier. And he told Heath Ledger after he found out that he got the role, it changes you. And that's on tape. That's a fucking video. You can look that up. They need to bring Ben Affleck back. They need to sit down with James Watt and Patty Jenkins and definitely fucking get this going. Zack Snyder needs to come back as a producer.
Oh, I don't think he's coming back.
In my personal, I would want him to come back. As a producer, not a director right now. He's got a lot of shit in his own life to work out. But his insight, his vision is big. Someone needs to hone it. So
I agree.
He's got a big imagination.
I
He
don't
was
even
all
think his
over the
ideas
place.
were bad. I just
They're
think
not.
they let him run wild.
He was all over the place, dude. You can't let a stallion in front of some pussy and act like it's not gonna fuck it. You can't, dude. That's what they did. Literally, he was fucking shit the way he went. The guy's a monster. You can't put that kind of energy in front of something and imagine it not to be fucked up. He didn't do a bad job, but the guy he's a nuclear bomb that needed to be contained in a lead box. And only fucking missiles needed to be let out one at a time. That's where they fucked up. He had no support behind him, so he was the
I agree.
He was the
I
employee
completely
doing
agree.
the manager's job.
I completely agree.
Okay, so they need to bring
And
Ben
then
Affleck
the manager,
back.
no, I'm sorry, the general manager
Yeah.
would come in every now and then, Warner Brothers, snap their fingers and say, well, this needs to be better.
Yeah, Warner Brothers has only cared about one thing and one thing only, and that's cheese, dude. Listen, they're still banking off of Bugs Bunny. Of course we don't need those fucking dude, it's every day. I'm not trying to watch this shit anymore. I'm 22. I'm turning 23. I love cartoons, but I don't want some fucking old head whose pubes are as gray as my asshole hair to come in here and fucking tell my director and my money that's going to them what to do. That's not how you do shit. The greatest method actors on earth and the greatest directors have always been like, you know what? You do what you do. Let's use, you know what? I'll use Jared Leto because I fucking hotboxed him for a second. Very great method actor. Done some great movies. Joker, you fucking blew it. And I really, truly believe your career is over. And that's a fact. Your music is all you got now, dude. And your past. Netflix is where you're going. Jason Momoa started on fucking Netflix, HBO, and fucking moved up to here, and he's still doing that shit.
How long do you think he's going to stay?
Doing Netflix?
No, I'm going to be honest, I think all that's done. I think they got him locked up.
Oh,
for
dude,
this.
see, that's the thing. They are done. He's done with all of that shit. But he's still going to do little things on the side because that's what those smart fucking actors do. That's how those motherfuckers stay ahead of the curve and stay so rich.
Well, he seems pretty loyal. He defended Justice League.
Oh, yeah.
He said...
He's like Batista.
He said, I loved him for this. He said, I'm going to watch this movie how it should be watched, with regular people.
He's not lying, dude. He wants to see the fucking Zack Snyder cut as much as we do. Is it real? We'll never know. Jason Momoa and fucking Gal Gadot are going to be spearheading the DCEU. I'm telling you that right now. But you don't need Superman. You've never needed Superman. Dude, listen. You've never...
I just leaned forward.
He leaned forward. You have never needed Superman. You don't need him right now. You need Batman. Batman started the Justice League. He destroyed the Justice League. He brought the Justice League back. The man has collected and created every type of Kryptonian destroying device. Look in the comic books.
I mean, you're not wrong. I'm
not
DC
done.
without Superman.
We don't need him right now. Superman is needed, but we don't need him right now. It's not the time.
Because at the end of the day, somebody's got to throw hands with Darkseid.
Listen.
That's what it always comes down to.
We don't need him right now. We need Batman, and we need Shazam to succeed. And then we need to bring Ben Affleck back and make him lighter. They brought the Dark Knight too early. Dark Knight has seen
everything.
Countless bullshit from here to the end of the earth.
You've seen it all.
Now he's a fucking shell and a rock. You brought that too early when he needed to be a little bit more optimistic.
And it's kind of shitty because we didn't even get Carrie Kelly.
We didn't get shit, dude.
And I have an incredibly soft spot for that Robin.
We didn't get shit, dude, and I'm upset. Now we can't do any of the Robins right now because we need people to forget that we did the Dark Knight. It's bullshit. It's so fucked up. We needed Batman, not the Dark. We needed
That
the
was
Batman.
not Zack Snyder's idea.
I understand,
wasn't.
and I don't blame him for that. That was up there. They saw those fucking Dark Knight trilogies, and they're like, "We want him."
And he
But you're not
gave
gonna
them
get him.
exactly what they wanted because he loved The Dark Knight Returns as a kid. The
Yeah.
comic. Who doesn't?
It's great,
It's amazing. Like, come on, man.
dude. I need that fucking
I
that
want you to
silhouette.
remember the man who beat you.
I want that
Oh
silhouette.
my God, Batman was ice cold in that shit.
Dude, I'm telling you, man.
You don't
this is-
understand, son. This isn't a mud pit. This is an operating table, and I'm the surgeon.
It's great. Right now, we need the silhouette of a man floating from the sky in the alleyway, coming down. Who are you? I'm Batman. That's what I need right now. That's what we need right now. And we need Shazam to succeed. Shazam will be a spearhead right now. If you remember in the cartoons and in the comic books, there was multiple people that were able to go up against Darkseid. Okay?
Shazam's got magic.
Shazam does have magic. He's
That's
got
a
the
big
power of
factor in the
Solomon.
DC
He's got the
universe.
power of Solomon and multiple gods. Literally, Shazam and Superman could go toe to toe.
And it'll be a good fight.
Oh yeah. That's
Shazam will
why we
give him
need
that
Shazam
work,
to
too.
succeed right now. Because we don't have a Superman. Shazam is our Superman and Shazam. They're one guy right now. That's what we need. And we need him to meet up, start forming, and start honing that character.
Can we have an Aquaman Shazam crossover? That's kind of weird and doesn't really happen.
If we do, it needs to be later on when the Justice League is officially formed. Because the Justice League is nothing right now. There is no...
We're not getting Cyborg back. Ray
Dude,
Fisher's gone.
It's done.
That
dude.
movie's never
They
happening.
fucked it up. Now, we don't need Cyborg in it right now because they fucked it up. We won't get a Cyborg movie.
We're not getting a Green Lantern movie.
They fucked a lot of shit up, dude.
They're focusing more on the realistic stuff. We're getting a Birds of Prey movie. That's why Shazam, I guess you're right, has to do well, because if this magic stuff works, they can do other stuff.
They need Shazam.
We're not even getting a Flash movie.
I hope
we're
when
getting
I get
like
in
Birds
there,
of Prey, Wonder Woman 2.
I don't need Birds of Prey. I want Harley Quinn. And I don't want this Jared Leto Harley Quinn, even though she was amazing and made the entire movie. I just want her. I don't want a Birds of Prey movie. I don't need that. That's not what the DCU needs. It's not what the DC Universe needs. We need to grab these people that have literally spearheaded and came out fucking stomping like they're the biggest dog in the yard and sit them down on a fucking table in a room with these two directors and talk to them about what they could do to save this franchise. Shazam needs to do well. It can't be so comedic. I already know it's going to be kind of comedic, and that's fine, because Shazam's a kid.
The symbolism of him as a kid, that youthful optimism.
Yeah. And that's what they
vigor,
need right now.
spirit.
That's what the DCU needs. And you know what? I'm going to stop saying if, because I'm going to talk it into reality. When Shazam does good, that's it. They have their trifecta. Triangle is the
But
strongest
then what about
form.
Batman and Superman? You said we need Batman.
We do need Batman. We do.
So you're really
But-
just hoping Ben Affleck comes back.
I'm not hoping. We need him back. People tore that man to pieces
I need you, Obi-Wan.
and literally
Kenobi.
threw
You're
him
my
back
only
into
hope.
his alcoholism.
Yeah. That's
He
sad.
gave us the best portrayal of Batman since Michael fucking Keaton. And everyone, directors, fucking, not his directors, Suits, people, critics, so-called critics, have just fucking torn this man apart. He just lost his wife and his kids because of a divorce. He threw himself back into alcoholism because it's a choice. Because he's depressed. And he is not going to realize until years and years later that he literally has been one of the best Batmans ever. And it's so disappointing. If they don't do it, we won't have another Batman movie. It's done, dude. I'm telling you right now, we won't find another Batman. It's over. It's done after this. Just like we won't find another Superman right now. That's why Shazam needs to work. Henry Cavill, I hope to God you never come back as Superman, because you have fucking ruined it. Robert Downey Jr. is fucking like 54. And the fucking guy's contract's up. And he's already talking about how he's not giving up Iron Man. It's simple as that. He's failed a couple times. Some of the movies, he's had some poor acting in it. Did some poor choices. And you're going to sit here and tell me that 3 movies, but weren't given the reins and your director wasn't controlled to where you're just going to give it all up, do a Mission Impossible movie and play The Witcher? I hope your TV show fumbles. I hope it just does horrible. I hope you get 2 episodes and that's it. It's bullshit, dude. Literally, Gal Gadot is getting paid bullshit amounts of money. Bullshit. And when I say amounts, I mean she got paid $500,000, and that's before fucking taxes for her Wonder Woman movie. She signed up for a 4-deal contract and can only make up to like $1 million. That's dedication. She didn't choose that. She accepted it because she knew she needed to do that. She knew she needed to do that. And that's why she accepted it.
Where does Aquaman rank in your overall DCEU hierarchy?
Are you talking about all of DCEU and every DC
We've
movie?
only got 6 movies. I'll give you mine right now. Still for me, Wonder Woman.
Right.
Aquaman, Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Justice League, Suicide Squad.
Aquaman and Wonder Woman are in the same spot.
Okay.
Yeah. Simple as that.
Nothing else matters.
Should it?